Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your last Manchester United watch-along before Christmas. Will we get a Christmas cracker? Will we get a Christmas present? Manchester United will face Aston Villa and we're live with our watch-along on the United Stands. You're very welcome. Look, the big news really is that Mainoo misses out. After all that, it's very, very disappointing because I mean, look, there's a lot to be said about whether whether this is genuine or not. A lot of people are saying, do you think he's injured? I knew I'd get asked that as soon as I came live. And honestly, I don't know is the honest answer. I genuinely don't know. That's your Man United side on the screen. I don't know. I mean, there's four outcomes I can think of. One, he's been dropped. Two, he doesn't fancy it. 3, he's genuinely injured. 4, Man United don't want to pick him because they want to, preserve a transfer fee in January, I suppose. I mean, look, honestly, we don't need this. We've got no Casemiro, we've got no Harry Maguire, we've got no De Ligt, we've got no Mazraoui, we've got no Mbeumo, and we've got no Ahmad. Not having Mainoo today is the worst possible problem, we could have. I don't think it makes a massive difference to whether we're favourites or not because I think Villa are favourites, but we have a good record against Aston Villa. I'm not that worried about the absence of Mainoo having an impact on whether we can win the game or not. But look, if you want my opinion on Mainoo, he's got a calf strain, which is what Amrim has basically said, isn't it? I believe Amrim has said that it was a calf strain and that he picked it up and he could be out for a few weeks, which takes him into January. We are playing 3 at the back as well. I mean, I don't know where the 4-3-3 came from, but I mean, it looks like my preview, what I said in the preview about moving to a 4-3-3 probably didn't make sense. Merry Christmas, Tesco hat-trick incoming, says Josh. Look, whenever we write Man United off, we do tend to do quite well. My concerns about that team are that it's a very inexperienced back 3. I can't believe Martinez isn't playing. We're practicing set pieces at the moment. I'm surprised we're not practicing Delo. We're set piece FC and we're practicing corners in the warm-up, which is just the way of the game, I suppose now, isn't it? But look, the bench not very good as well. People are talking about that. Look, honestly, I think this is the sort of game where I wouldn't even bother losing it about the team because we've seen it before, we've reacted before and it's not gone that way. But look, that's the lineup. Yoro and Heaven in a back 3 with Luke Shaw. I'm confused why Martinez isn't playing, but, he's been back a month now and we're still not starting him in games, so he mustn't be ready. Delo and Dorgu as the wing-backs. Agate and Bruno as a midfield 2. I mean, Agate's barely played recently. It's a chance for him. I don't think he would have got it if Mainoo had been fit, but maybe he would have done. Maybe we would have played a 4-3-3 if Mainoo had been fit. Maybe we would have played a midfield 3. Cunha, Mount and Sesko is probably the strongest area of the team, if we're being completely honest, and that's still a work in progress in itself. So you look at the bench, Bayinda, Fletcher, Fredrickson, Heaton, 2 goalkeepers on the bench. I mean, why? Why would you put 2 goalkeepers on the bench? You're telling me there's not a young player that we could just put on the bench instead of having 2 goalkeepers. Whenever I see 2 goalkeepers on the bench, I think, why do we bloody bother? Lacey's on the bench, Malassia's on the bench, Mantato's on the bench, Martinez is on the bench, and Xerxes on the bench. But look, you know what? We can moan, of course we can, but it's not something we didn't know. We knew about the AFCON, and we knew that we were going to be missing Ahmad and Mbeumo and Mazraoui. So, it doesn't change anything to me. I mean, the reality is that Aston Villa should probably win this game. I look at their side, if we can just get it up on the screen. I look at Aston Villa's side and I think, well, they're 3rd in the league. They can go 10 points ahead of us today. Martinez, Cash, Konza, Lindelof is interesting. Maatsen. Kamara, Onana and Tillemans is a good midfield 3. And then they've got McGinn, Rodgers and Watkins. It's a good side. And then I look at their bench and I go, well, Malen, Bendia, Digne, they've got good options on their bench as well. But look, it's not a Villa side we can't beat. Let them be favourites, of course, but we have a good record against them. And I just feel that we write United off and they turn up. And I think the lights might be on tonight. I really do. So, you know, let's wait and see. I've got my note paper ready. I'm ready to take notes. I mean, look, Lindelof's playing centre-back for Aston Villa. This is a player we don't rate, so maybe we can get something there. Glory, glory, Man United, watching in Nashville, says Shredders. Hi, Mark. Agate is out to prove everyone wrong, and he will disrupt Villa's midfield, says Niraj. Yeah, I've said this before about Agate as well. You know, you make a good point, because everyone talks about Mainoo, but what about Agate? I mean, like, I'm loath to give up on Agate. I've always quite liked him. And if Agate has a good game today, is he not saying to Amrim, you're a prat for not picking me? I'm actually a decent player. Because I do think that the obsession with Mainoo is because he's from the youth setup and he's a young English player. But I'd love Agate to turn it around as well. You know, I mean, the problem can be solved from within. It's Amarim's refusal to use them. So maybe Agate could work out. I know people are saying you're having a laugh, but I am stretching. I'm stretching more than Stretch Armstrong, you know. Stretching out here, but we need something. Gav says Villa are going to win this. If Villa win this game today, I think we've got huge problems. As I say, we'll be 10 points behind Aston Villa, who I don't think will finish in the top 4. So how are we going to finish in the top 5 if we're 10 points behind Villa? It's a hard ask. Is this the end for Mainoo, says William? Honestly think it is. Honestly think it is, because whether he's injured or not, and I presume he is injured, but I think it is the end for Mainoo. I don't know whether this is true. I have an entitlement to an opinion, and if Mainoo heard it, he'd have an entitlement to say it's a load of bollocks, and I hope he would. But when I heard it, I thought, does Mainoo fancy this? Does he actually want to be here? Does he want to play for Amrim? You know, is he just completely fed up with the situation and doesn't even want to try anymore? You know, is he just, I don't want to play for Amrim? Is this calf strain just a little bit of a, I don't want to play for you, let me go in January? Is it just that? And look, if it is, people will take that the wrong way, but maybe he's just had enough. Maybe he doesn't want to play for this manager. Maybe he doesn't like it. Maybe he's unhappy. Maybe he feels he's been mistreated. Maybe he's just so fed up that he doesn't want to play and he wants to go in January. And maybe this is a statement to Man United is, look, you need me and I ain't fucking playing. Let me go. I don't know. But look, the injury is going to keep him out till January, isn't it? It's 10 days till January. So the injury is going to keep him out till January. Casemiro's back next game. So maybe it's the end. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Welcome to the Members Club, Kickshot. Thanks for getting your badge in. You absolute legend. Thanks for supporting us. And everybody else who's got their badge in, like Lee Berman, who says probably wants a loan because he thinks Amrim will be gone. Chilling with Robert says, feels like a 3-1 Villa win. United score first. I think for Man United to win a game of football at the moment, if I'm being completely honest, the best thing that can happen for us is that we score a goal right in the last minute, because we can't defend Leeds anyway, can we? Okay, look, Christmas time. You might want to get yourself a little bit of a gift. We're sponsored by Manscaped on the show today. If you don't know what Manscaped is, where have you been for years? Manscaped is the global leader in men's grooming and lifestyle essentials. You can go through the link in the description, or you can scan the QR code. We have a 15% discount with the code TUS15 delivered to your door, 15% off with that code. Winter is officially here. It's the perfect time to upgrade your grooming game, and Manscaped is trusted by over 13 million men worldwide. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Here's one I prepared earlier. Don't worry, I'm not getting that out. Don't want to ruin your Christmas. I'm getting the Manscaped 5.0 out. Listen to that. It's got a light on it as well. Light up your balls. Make sure you are looking after them with the Manscaped 5.0 performance package as well. Link is in the description. Scan the QR code. A brilliant present delivered to your door for yourself for Christmas or for somebody else. Check it out with Manscaped and get 15% off exclusively with the code TUS15. Thank you so much to Manscaped. Not Loopsy says, good evening, Mark. Finally was able to get a Christmas jumper in my size and it's going to be here before Christmas. Also, are you feeling good about today? Well, if you didn't watch the show this morning, my son Seb played a quarterfinal today. They won 3-2. Very, very good game between both teams. And it was a very, very welcome win. Christmas is just around the corner. Starting to feel a bit festive. Positivity comes in threes, hopefully. And I'm not going to predict we're going to win, but I have a good feeling. And I think a lot of people who know our history against Aston Villa have a good feeling as well. So I'm hoping. Look, as I said this morning, Villa are not a rival. They're not a derby. They're just a team that we have a good record against. That means that we're Villa's bogey team, which means it can be in their head. Now, look, that's psychological, but it could play into our hands. I think that it's more of a problem for Villa than it is us. Of course we're the underdogs. Of course we're the underdogs, but it doesn't mean we can't win. I was stunned on the final game of the season, considering we've been so crap against Spurs in the Europa League final. I was absolutely stunned that we beat Villa at Old Trafford when they needed to win to get in the Champions League. So, and even last season when we went to Villa Park with Ten Hag, they couldn't beat us. So hopefully it's a psychological thing for us, because we do need to get some points today. I was quite impressed with Newcastle yesterday, albeit they were shit at Sunderland the week before. I think if Newcastle played anywhere near like they did yesterday against us on Boxing Day, we've got a very difficult game. Amrim can F off, dropping Mainoo while Bruno can do what he wants. Bruno was worse than Mainoo, yet he's still captain and starts. I don't care if he wins, says Richard. Yeah, I genuinely don't think Amrim has dropped Mainoo. Mainoo is injured. He's got a calf injury. That's the story. I think if there's anything sinister, it'll be Mainoo not fancying it. And I'm not saying that's happened, but if he's not injured, I think it might be him who doesn't fancy it. Because if you listen to what Amrim said, he said he felt something in his calf, went to get it checked, and he's not playing. So it sounds very much like it's instigated by Mainoo that he's not playing. I think Amrim would have picked him. When you look at what he said in the press conference, I think he was going to pick him. So I don't think Amrim's dropped Mainoo for the T-shirt or anything like that. I think Mainoo's injured. Our squad is appalling, says Dale. Shell says, I'm wishing you and the family, the United stand and this fabulous community a Merry Christmas and a happy 2026. Come on, United, says Shell. Well, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. Merry Christmas to everybody. It's our last watch-along before Christmas. And it ain't easy being a United fan in recent years. And let's just hope that we can get a result that means that for the next few days we can just, have a little bit of positivity and maybe think about transfers and stuff. So let's just hope, no matter what, even if it's a crap United performance, let's just hope we can get a win today for all of us. All as United fans. Deb says, going next week to Manchester to watch the 2 matches at Old Trafford. 15 years supporting United. First time we'll be watching live. Any tips, says Deb. Make sure you bring your tissues. No, but seriously, I genuinely think we'll beat Wolves. I can't promise we're going to beat Newcastle, but I genuinely do think we'll beat Wolves. Everybody who's tuning in, please do click and share the video. We've got nearly 20,000 watching. We're about 15 minutes away from the start of this game. Share the video on your socials and make sure you've subscribed to the channel as well. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Only game today as well. So I think we're going to have a lot of eyes on us because it's the only game today, which is very weird for a Sunday before Christmas that there is only one Premier League game today. What that means is there's going to be a lot of people watching. So it's I'm not talking about the stream. I'm talking about Man United Villa. So it's an opportunity to send a bit of a message, isn't it? That we're not shit. But no 4-3-3. No. And look, honestly, my feeling about the 4-3-3 is what I've said before. I'm actually quite happy he's playing a 3-4-3 because the 4-3-3 to me felt like a bit of a submission. It felt like a bit of a, that's not what he's about. That's not what I listened to from Amrim. He's got his way of doing things and he should stick to those. And if he's wrong, he should lose his job. But he shouldn't be going to a 4-3-3 because of club pressure or media pressure or fan pressure. I actually think that team's better in a 3-4-3 than it would be a 4-3-3 anyway. Where would the midfield 3 be? What would the midfield 3 be? We've got more defenders than attackers, so I don't even know how we could make a 4-3-3 out of that because you'd have to lose one of the defenders and find another attacker, which would be Xerxes, but you'd have nothing on the bench and it doesn't really work. So I think it's certainly for me the way to go is to stick with what we've got. Do you think it'll be another 4-4 thriller? I think Villa are quite good defensively. I think they might be doing okay. Great countdown show, says Ian O'Connell. Merry Christmas, Ian. He says Dion Dublin is great. I didn't know we were getting Dion Dublin on today. I've been busy, as you know, out and about. But Dion Dublin was on the show earlier, which is great. Well done to the countdown to kick-off team. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you all have a happy holiday season, says D Madge. Lindelof Masterclass coming in, says Dan Davey. Hope you're doing well, Dan. And if Tesco scores, can you sing Agadoo, Mark, says Josh. Well, I'll say Merry Christmas to you. If Man United win, I'll definitely do a Christmas Agadoo. I need a prediction from you. No more ban on you, says Chillin. I think we're going to lose. If you want a prediction from me, check out Premier League predictions on That's Football with me and Robbie. Robbie's gone for a draw. I've gone for a Villa win. If you want my prediction, genuinely, we're going to lose. That was my Premier League prediction. I don't mention it on here because people say I'm jinxing things, but I'm actually not going with the Man United win. I'm saying Villa are going to win it because logically, Villa should win it. They're better than us. They're at home. They're playing better than us. They've won 9 games in a row. I mean, only a Pratt would predict we're going to win. But hopefully that's reverse psychology. You know, I need the points in our Premier League predictions game with Robbie. I need the points. I can't afford to go with stupid stuff. So, no, I think Villa would be the wise prediction. But I've got a good feeling, you know? Of course, I'm not predicting it going, come on, Villa. I'm predicting it because I think Villa will win. And then if I get that wrong and Man United get a draw or a win, happy days. It's that reverse psychology, isn't it? But Villa should win. Put a bit of pressure on Villa, definitely. I mean, look, the other side of the coin is we're Manchester United. I don't think we should be looking at this game like, oh, please win. You know, we have spent a lot of money. We have got some good players. Target Lindelof and we win, says Araki. Yeah, it's whether we can get those crosses into the box. Lindelof, as we know, never been particularly good in the air. And Sesko is 6'3". So I think we've got to try and get up the pitch and put some crosses in the box. Golden Edition says, hate playing you guys up the Villa. Well, the interesting thing about Villa as well is if we beat them, that gap comes down to 3 points. They've got to play Chelsea and Arsenal in their next 2 games, and we've got Newcastle and Wolves. So if things went our way today, I mean, this is the importance of the game. Lose the game, you're 10 points behind Villa. That's a concern. Win the game, and by New Year's Day, we might be above Villa because of the way the results go. So, it's a big game. Hope you're well, Mark, in the United Stand. Great shows as ever today, says Daniel. Merry Christmas, Daniel. Thank you very much for your super chat. Do you think we see the youngsters at some point, says Simon? No. I don't think we're going to see Lacey or Mantato or Fredrickson in this game unless something really bad happens, because even if you're winning, would you bring players on that might struggle? If you're losing, would you throw them into that situation? So we won't and probably shouldn't see them, if we're being honest. Kickshot says, I think the only way Agate works well in this system is with Martinez to step into the midfield and make up for his poor passing, but no Lisandro today. Yeah, I mean, look, I think with Martinez, it's a bit of a shame, really, because I would have expected him back in the first team by now. And I know he got a bit of stick for one of the goals against Bournemouth, but I think that was match sharpness. The thing that confuses me about Martinez is I can see he's lacking match sharpness, but how is he going to get match sharpness? And I think that there's been opportunities to give him more minutes and we haven't taken it. Look, they might know more than we know about his injury and maybe he can't actually play, I don't know. But he's such an important player for the system. And I think, as I said this morning, United seem to be locked in on long term. But we're Manchester United. We can't just kick the ball down the road. Results matter today. Penny for Bruno's thoughts, Mainoo commitment and availability, says WGF. Mainoo is injury prone. Bruno is always available, says Dante. Look, in relation to Mainoo, I'll say it again. Casemiro is out. Your career's on its arse. You're definitely going to start against Aston Villa in a big game that everybody's going to be watching. And the reason I say everybody is I'm talking Thomas Tuchel, I'm talking other clubs. It's the only Premier League game today. It's a big game. He could have played in this game for Manchester United and he's injured. Now, if that injury is genuine, then that is ridiculously bad luck. If it's just a knock and he could have played with it and he didn't fancy it, well, I don't know. But I think it's on Mainoo from what Amrim has said that he's injured. So, is it a coincidence? Is it bad luck? Is it deliberate? I don't know. I really don't know, but I wasn't expecting it. I was very surprised. I think I even looked at the team news and tweeted, am I blind or something? I can't see Mainoo anywhere. Emi Martinez waiting to get us back for the snub, says Andrew. Sell Mainoo to get a great midfielder in January, says Tane. Well, it's not just Emi Martinez. We tried to get Ollie Watkins as well, didn't we? Luke says, a calf strain. Unless medical staff said no playing, he should have taken the opportunity to earn the spot and respect back. Either he's soft or gone, says Luke. Yeah, I mean, look, there are certain injuries that you could probably put yourself through it. Casemiro's back for the Newcastle game. Do you put yourself through it just to play? I don't know. It depends the severity of the injury, doesn't it? If he's out for 2 months, then he wouldn't be able to play. If he's out for 2 months and he doesn't get a loan move, then he was genuinely injured. If he's out for 2 weeks and he goes on loan, then maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But let's not pretend the situation with Mainoo and Man United isn't bad. It's bad. Merry Christmas, Mark from Alberta, Canada. Hope you and the family are doing well. Let's go United, says Michael Brusso. Happy Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much for that. Nath Soccer says, happy Christmas to you and the team. Happy Christmas, Nath. He says, I'm disappointed with the lineup as usual. Cheers from Canada. I don't know what else he could have done with that lineup today, by the way. I genuinely don't know what else he could do. Mainoo's not available. Casemiro's not available. The only player on the bench that you might use is Xerxes. I mean, can Mount play 90 minutes as well? I think we're out of options, really. I think we're out of options, and I feel an infamous Bruno red today. If we lose Bruno on a red card today, we're in big trouble, Dimitri. We really are. Michael Oliver's the referee. I mean, look, the way the weekend's gone, it's flip a coin time as to whether we get VAR going our way or they get it going their way. I've certainly watched a few games this weekend, and I think the Newcastle game, dodgy, the Liverpool game, dodgy, and the Arsenal game, dodgy. So, you know, will it go against us or for us? Hitton says, could Ruben have benched Cobby because Agate's more defensive? Mainoo didn't like it and drew the final straw. A theory, but at United anything can happen. Hitton, it's another... I mean, we don't know the truth, do we? So we have to trust that he's injured. But yeah, you know, maybe he was dropped for Agate and he went, piss off, I'm not playing. Maybe he was on the bench and thought, I'm not putting myself being on the bench and having all the cameras on me. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's genuinely injured. Maybe Amrim's dropped him completely. Maybe he doesn't want to play for Amrim. I've got to be honest, and I'm allowed to say it, out of all the options, I think he's genuinely injured is probably the one I don't believe. But we're allowed to say that, and the only reason I say that is because I just think it's just ridiculously unlucky and coincidental. Agate, man of the match. Clip it, says Keel. I hope so. I really, really do hope so. Thanks for all your super chats that are coming in, by the way. If you want me to read those out, just click the $sign. We'll read that. Mike JW's in the house, legend of the chat. Merry Christmas to everyone, he says. Sending love to our fans worldwide. With the fans deserve a win and an early present. Thank you, Mike. Hope you're doing very well. Merry Christmas. Havin says, Merry Christmas to you and your family and the entire United Stand team from Dublin. Raising a glass to you from the Hairy Lemon. Oh, mate, I knew you were going to bloody say that. As soon as you said raising a glass, I thought he's going to be in the bloody Hairy Lemon, isn't he? Yeah, well, shout out to the Hairy Lemon. Absolutely great pub. I'll be there again in 2026, and I definitely wish I was in there watching it with you. I don't know how Watchalong would work there, but that would be good fun. Amrim out, Xavi in. He'll know how to use the youth, says Al. Look, you know what? Comfort and joy is what Christmas is all about. Tidings of comfort and joy. I bid you tidings of comfort and joy, every one of you. You're all legends, but we need to not lose today, because I'm telling you now, Christmas goodwill will be out the bloody window tonight. You know what's coming. And I think it's been a dangerous week for United as well, because we've seen a lot of PR. You know, we've seen Bruno doing interviews. We've seen a lot of effort from the club to try and turn the tide of that Bournemouth draw into something positive. You can't turn the tide if we lose today. So let's hope we get something like this. Paul Scholes banger. I remember that, 2006, 19 years ago. December 2006, absolute banger. Who remembers that FA Cup tie against Aston Villa when we were losing 2-0 or 3-0, and he brought Van Nistelrooy on and he just blitzed it and we knocked them out. We've been their bogey team for a long time. That Scholes goal was incredible. Iraqi's a legend. He's gifted 5 memberships in the chat. Bang. Thank you very much, mate. Hope you're doing well. Tanai says this feels similar to Rashford's situation last year. Well, look, and also patterns follow patterns, don't they? Like, let's get real. Maybe that pattern is being repeated because it's the same manager. He did it to Anthony. He did it to Rashford. So, look, I don't know. Am I disappointed that Mainoo's not available? Of course I am. We're missing so many players. Am I surprised that he's not available? Of course I am. I really thought he would be involved today. Having said that, he's not playing. We've got to go with what we've got. Manchester United always comes first. And if we can get a result today, I don't think there'll be a lot of people talking about Mainoo, will there? So let's wait and see. Who's that? Oh, Kelly Osborne. Sorry. Yeah, I was trying to figure out. I was like, who is that? We nearly got 30,000 watching. Please do share the video. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. You legends. United here. Look, going to be tough. Going to be tough, but it's in our hands, as it always is. It's 90 minutes. It's 11 against 11. And, you know, let's try and do it. Let's try and do it. I'm hopeful. Players are coming out. Somebody said it's going to be a late kickoff. I don't think it is. I really don't. I think we're going to be bang on time here. I've just been asked if I want a cup of tea. I've said maybe a Bailey's coffee. I might need something stronger than tea here. Best wishes to everyone and Merry Christmas, says Sander. Thank you for many years of good entertainment. Wishing the team would as good as the United stand, says Xander. Well, thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to you as well. Billy Howlett says, I was not born yesterday. Mainoo's been dropped because of the T-shirt incident. Amrim not keen on him anyway. Just want to play Bruno in the midfield. Look, I think we just need to park that. There's definitely numerous conspiracy theories. 100% he could have been dropped. 100% he might have a calf injury. 100% he might not fancy it. 100% he might have been on the bench and decided, I don't fancy it. 100% he might have been on the bench and had an argument with Amrim and he dropped him completely. There are so many stories and we won't know the answer. So we've just got to park that until maybe tonight, tomorrow, and try and win this game. Are you hanging up your stocking on your wall? Come on, let's get it. It's Christmas. Let's go. I'll bring the performance. Referee's Michael Oliver. Lindelof played very well last game, says Daniel. Lindelof 94th minute winner, says Johnny. Well done to Seb. Maybe inspire us today. Little man, Merry Christmas all at United stand, says Mark. Yeah, they played very well today. Very good team effort. Very, very pleased for them into the semis. Keep Mainoo if he agrees to play as a wing back, says Enchanter. Come on, look, I don't think Mainoo is as slow as people think he is. But come on, I mean, as a wing back, he would definitely not be suitable. Not suitable at all. Look, we've done a lot of talking. I think we're going to do a lot of seeing here about how good Villa are. They're going to have to be on a bad day for us to get a result, and we're going to need to be on a good day. And that might only be a draw. Like, respect, they are third in the league, and they're doing very, very well. My dad and my coach are both huge Liverpool fans, so getting to watch games with you is my only solace, says Kickshot. Well, well done to you for not supporting Liverpool when your dad supports Liverpool and you support Man United. I would say your dad's failed as well. I don't know how that's happened. That would be like Seb saying he's a Liverpool fan, which I just can't imagine. So very happy that you're a Man United fan, but that's a combo, isn't it? Merry Christmas, Mark. Hopefully 3 points to start it, says Rob. Oh, I know. I just want to sit down over Christmas and watch Die Hard and Home Alone and tuck into me Christmas dinner and think United won their last game and dream that we're going to win the next game. Hoping for United win as a neutral today, but I think Villa will win this. Mount starting. Laugh my arse off, says Rub. He does all right, Mason Mount. He does all right. He disappears a little bit, but he does pop up and do stuff. Lindelof versus Shaw. Mark, who's the better centre-back, says Jar Bar Drink. Well, I think Luke Shaw's probably better than Lindelof, in my opinion. Thank you very much. Appreciate all the super chats that have come in and all the nice messages. Give us your thoughts on the game, though. We'll read some of those out. Back three expected, but can alternate, says Jamie. Look, back three, back four. There are 5 defenders on that pitch. I think when you've got Ahmad in the back 5, it can become a back 4, but there are 5 defenders there. So even if we do go to a back 4, they're 5 defenders. I think when you've got Ahmad there, it's easier to transfer him in-game to a back 4, isn't it? Because he can be a winger. Everyone forgets Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. Seriously, how naff is our bench, says Mike JW. Well, you're right. You're definitely right about that. Sheikh Hadis, welcome. Well, not a new member. He's been a member for 46 months, which is nearly 4 years. Absolute legend. No, Lethal Weapon is definitely a Christmas film. Thank you very much. Please share the video. We've got nearly 30k watching. Absolute legends on the United stands. And we're about to start this game. Michael Oliver is the referee. De Ligt is injured. Maguire is injured. Casemiro is suspended. Mainoo is injured, apparently. And we've also got 3 players at the AFCON. including Mazraoui, Ahmad and Mbermo. Lindelof's about to put in a worldie, maybe a hat-trick, says Jace. Well, Villa do have a few players that might want to prove a point. Lindelof. Watkins, we tried to sign him in the summer and we pulled out. And Martinez. Ricardo says, are you finished with FC 26 now, Mark? No, I think I might actually be playing it tomorrow at 4 o'clock on my channel. So get ready for a little bit of a festive one. The comeback is coming. I'm not finished, no, because I'm in Europe. I'm in the Champions League. I'm not finishing. Jonathan Connell, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for getting your badge in. Players like this are really important today. Cunha's really important. We know about Bruno, but Cunha's really important today. Sesko hopefully as well. Let's see how we start off this game. Come on, United. Give us a Christmas present. Come on. Give us a Christmas present. We need Rashford back, says Ryan. Think him in a front three with Cunha and Mbermo would great, says Ryan. Yeah, but you got to play a front three first. Now we start to see Sesko in action. We've been starting to put in many more crosses. Hopefully it continues, says Seb E. Well, it's an early free kick for us there. That's a good start from Michael Oliver because it didn't look like a free kick, but it is a chance to chuck some men in the box. I feel we'll get destroyed today, says T. Do your homework, mate. There's no such thing as Aston Villa destroying Manchester United. It's a long history of United wins, and hopefully that's going to change. But look, set piece FC. Look how long. Nothing to do with United, but that free kick happened about 40 seconds ago. Look how stop-start the Premier League is. Right, this needs to be good. This needs to be a good cross from Bruno. No. Amrim's got a plan, says Brutos. Let's hope he's told the players it. Nadilla clear it. Oh, this could be near. There's coffee coming in here. Thank you very much. Is he all right? Oh, smells like Christmas. Let's hope it smells like victory as well. Cheers. It's hotter than the sun. It's not that hot. Okay, come on. Let's... Villa do try and play out from the back. As we know, we like teams that attack us because we can exploit spaces. It's a foul. Ray says, raise a scotch. Dr. Jenkins, I'm glad you saw the reference, the AP Partridge. Go on, Mount. Shoot. Oh, I thought he'd scored. I genuinely thought he'd scored. The way Martinez just turned there, it drops to Cunha on the edge of the box and he curls it. And the way Martinez looked at that, I thought it's a goal. It's not that close. It's actually not that close. I mean, it's close, but it's not as close as I thought. I don't need bloody ref cam. Shit cam. Get it off my face. Don't want to look at ref cam. It's rubbish. It gives me a headache. Good start by United, though. That just shows you that Villa high line. I mean, look, it's going to be a long 90 minutes, even if we can get in front first. He had that shot against Bournemouth, didn't it, though? It was quite close. I know he scored anyway. Not a bad start by United. Had a couple of free kicks and what have you. What's your opinions on Russian women, says DXN? I have no opinions on it. So yeah, let's move on. Lindelof set up Cunha there, apparently. I know it's early days, but you can already sense that... hold on. Watkins, Yoro, he's got to get back on him here. Well done, Dorgu. No, it's Heaven. Heaven. He's down injured, actually. He did well there. Oh, no. Get up. Get up. It's a good tackle by Heaven there. I knew Ollie Watkins is always going to come back on his right foot. Hopefully that's just a collision, but that's just one ball into Rodgers. Gets it wide. Yoro did well because he slipped. But he's always going to come onto his right foot, and Heaven did well there. Heaven did well there. Heaven did really well there because Yoro had lost him. I'm going to tweet, well done, Yoro, well done, Heaven. Mark, your jawline became sharper and you look sexier, says I am Jose. Okay. Toy says, Shaw is very irritating. I think Heaven's done all right. I know a few of you don't rate him, but look, he's a kid. Like, he's going to have moments, isn't he? Good and bad. Same with Yoro. You know, we've got 2 teenagers playing in a back 3 here. Just hoping we can catch Villa a little bit off here. Do you have any pre-game match rituals, says Michael? Yeah, I chat with this amazing community for half an hour before. It's called the United. It's called you lot. Come on, Agate. You've got to have a good game today. That's it. You've got to be confident on the ball. Take the ball off the back 4. Good play. Not good anticipation from Yoro, says Syndicate. Yeah, I mean, look. Hopefully he's done his homework on Watkins, because Watkins won't shoot off his left foot unless he absolutely has to. Good pressing by United. The question is, you know, they've played through the press there and it's a lot of running to do if you can't get the ball. But we've got it now. 7 players out shows how thin the squad is. The youngsters on the bench, I don't feel they're ready. Summer signings are a must, says John. Or even January. Heaven seems to have recovered from his knock, which is a good thing as well. Bruno just taking a knock there. You never know with Bruno whether he's actually injured or he's just buying a bit of time. Experienced player. He's played the game. Thanks everyone who's watching. Got nearly 30,000 of you. Please do share the video and get involved with the United Stand. We're live every morning at 10 o'clock, every evening at 8 o'clock, and a 2 o'clock show as well. Have a great... Oh, hold on. Villa. Agate loses the ball. We've got... If he goes wide to McGinn, he'll get the shot off. Great save, Lamens! And a good block by Heaven again. Bloody hell. Thank Heaven for Heaven. That is that could have been one. I don't know who loses the ball in the bar. It's Agate, look. Bloody hell. We're very lucky not to be 1-0 down here. All I would say is focus on the positives. Really good defending. Lamens makes a good save, and then Yoro, Heaven again. Really good block. Thank Heaven again. Corner though. Bit of a shaky start from United this. Heaven saved us a couple of times. Agate should not be losing the ball there. I mean, that's not a good start for him. Another big save by Lamens as well. In on the back post. Oh my God. Right across the 6-yard box from Maatsen. A shaky start. Didn't do very well on the corner either. I think Morgan Rogers here nearly scored a brilliant... Oh, he did. He nearly scored an absolute worldie there. He did that little back flick thing. 0-0. We're riding the storm out here. How Mainoo hasn't started, but Bruno has is beyond me. Shows how Bruno really runs the club, says Savvy. Give us your thoughts on that, everybody. Chris says, thanks for the great content and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Chris. Agate needs to calm down. Calm down. Calm down, Agate. Calm down. Look, in fairness to Agate, he's a bit like Mainoo. People will start picking on him and saying all this shit. But what do you expect? You know, do you think he's going to be match fit? He's done well there. Bad pass. Do you think he's going to be match fit in a game like this when he's not played very much? Good play by Delo. Goal kick. Yeah, I mean, look, you might not rate Agate, but he's going to be rusty because he's not played much football either, is he? I think that would have been nice to have had a corner there. Well, it doesn't matter if Fred's better than Agate because Fred doesn't play for Manchester United anymore. Thanks to heaven. Yeah, he's had a good start. Mainoo's not on the bench. He's injured, apparently. Picked up a calf strain yesterday. We've been talking about that before the game. I mean, look, he might have been dropped completely. He might not fancy it. He might be genuinely injured. Who knows? But we go with what we've got, don't we? Take the throw in quick, mate, Mount. Would you like to donate to my son's charity? Axel, who I lost last month, only 3 days old, says Sean Dunn. Well, you're basically putting me on the spot there. I mean, of course I would. I mean, I'm not going to stand there and after a super chat asking me to do that, am I? Put the link and I'll pop it in the description. Jersey's very similar, we are, sorry, what's up, Sham says, Jersey's very similar, we are too dodgy. And 1 Inch Wonder says, McFred and we'd be top 4, says 1 Inch Wonder. An easy catch from Martinez there. I'm just going to keep an eye out now because Sean's going to probably drop this link in and I'm the only one who can post links. Cunha, we need to have a bit of possession here because Villa have the upper hand at the moment, but good play by Dorgu and not a great cross. One thing about when we play, you can't take your eyes off it. It's not boring, is it? It's a bit like basketball. Gabriel, United 777. Well, it's tough, mate. I'll try and go back, but it's a watch along. Sometimes they do get missed. How much do you think we need to spend in total to be a reliable top 4 side? At least $500 million. Least $500 million. And that's not going to get through to Sesko. Playing out from the back, build-up play. Once again, no movement without the ball at all, says Florian. Thank you very much, mate. Well, look, Villa will play out from the back. And that's something that we can look to exploit. Agate's gone through the back of Tillemans there. What Agate doesn't want to do is pick up yellow cards. I think that would be very bad if he did that in the first half. Luke says, a calf strain for Mainoo. And I did that one, didn't I, before? I'm just trying to find this United 777 one, which I actually don't think I've missed at all. No, I haven't. It's not there. Corner to Villa. I expect Agate does things simple. He is the reason we lost points against West Ham, Fulham, Tottenham, Brentford. We are leading the game and he comes on, says I start. And having a lateral foot wing back will benefit Sesko, says Aditio. What have they blacked out the Villa shirt crest, says GB Gary. Don't know. Rich says, Merry Christmas from my family to yours. Watching with my son Nathan. He loves being called a prat. Need the 3 points. Let's go United, says Rich. Merry Christmas to you, Rich. Okay, we've got a corner here coming in for Aston Villa. Crap one. Bit of a weird one. They've won another one from it. Brad says, poor Mainoo is going to have to leave. Hopefully on loan and not permanently. He will shine somewhere and prove his worth. What if Mainoo didn't fancy it today, though? What if Amrin was going to pick him and he went, oh, I've got a calf strain, I'm not playing? You know, what you're supposed to do as a manager, maybe he was going to pick him today. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, good header away from Bruno. Actually, not a great header. Matty Cash, that's for yours, Lemens. Easy catch. Heaven's very solid, says Zaj. So 14 minutes gone. I'm happy it's 0-0. Cunha, half a chance, but Villa with a decent chance. Well saved by Lemens from McGinn and a good block by Heaven. So first 15 minutes, you'd say, look, it's good that we're in the game. What is Dorgu doing there? He's giving the free kick. I don't think he was going to give the free kick for a minute. Matty Cash very aggressive in on the back of Dorgu, and thankfully we did get the foul. Probably wasn't a foul. Unless he caught him. Probably was a foul. We sold McTominay to get Agate, says Robert McCormack. Ineos sold McTominay to get Agate, Robert. Mount, Dorgu, Yoro, Shaw, Bruno Delot. All these that played in the atrocious Europa final are still playing in this game. It's disgusting, says I am. There was no... well done, Sesko. Runs the channel. That's what you want to see from your striker. Keeps the ball. Gets us up the pitch. Cunha's control is bad. Bruno. Cunha. He's going to shoot. No, he goes wide to Dorgu. Goal kick. Fuck. Yeah, there wasn't really any comeback from the Europa League final debacle, was there? Nobody really got moved on. Shout out to Liddy and Miss Prinny D, says Jark. There we go. Thanks very much for your super chat. Kent says, I think passing to Dorgu is a press trigger. He cannot handle the pressure. Remember Troy Deeney saying that about Fred? That when Watford played against United and Fred got the ball, it was a press trigger because he was bad on the ball. It can happen. Can happen. Teams can target certain players when they get the ball. I'd say Agate is probably quite similar. I tell you what, it's working out all right for us at the moment because Villa are trying to play out from the back and we are winning the ball back, which gets us higher up the pitch. It is my son Goran's birthday today. Can you please wish him a happy birthday, says Jake. Happy birthday to Goran. And I hope you have a good Christmas as well. I think this is one of those games, again, where scoring first is a necessity. People will say, well, you scored first against Forest and Spurs. Yeah, we didn't lose. I think if we can score first in this game. Rishit thinks we're playing decent. I don't think we're playing decent. I think we're playing like any other Premier League club away to Aston Villa. We're knocking the ball about. We're not really creating anything, are we? That's a lovely ball. But Lindelof wins it. Sesko. Oh, I thought Sesko was going to win that, but Maatsen deals with him. Good pressing, though. He's got to go all the way back to Martinez. And then there's a pass to Tielemans, and there's no one on Tielemans. It's the trouble with the press. It's great when you've got the players there, but one pass and they're through it. Oh, Abin, I agree. If we can get a draw in this game. I mean, I want more than a draw, but... Player ratings so far. We've only had 18 minutes, Alan. Agate playing Timo Pirlo role, says E2. We have missed Fred for his tenacity, though. He is one of those players who could do a job on a person, says Vix. I'm not rewriting the history on Fred and McTominay in the midfield. I couldn't stand it, to be honest. Who's been the better team? Look, I'm going to be a bit biased and say it's quite a 50-50 game. I can hear the Villa fans trying to pressure Dorgu. They're trying to make him anxious since that's no longer a secret, says Hader. Merry Christmas, Mark, says George. My first without my dad since he passed in July. Used to watch you all the time and you're his favourite. Come on, United, says George. Well, Merry Christmas to you, George. And obviously, your first Christmas without your dad. Thoughts with you and the family. And I hope you can have as good a one as you can have. I'm sure that's what he would want. So thank you, George, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. Neil Hogan says Dorgu sucks going forward. I don't get the Dorgu thing. I mean, he's 20 years of age, 21, I think. Like he's still a prospect. I just don't get it. I really don't. You know, people treat Mason Mount better, who has been injury prone for 2 years and is in his mid-20s, and he's on 250 grand a week. Very stop-start this game. Semenyo would be unstoppable where Dorgo is at, says John. Kyle says, what's your thoughts on Benjamin Tesco? I find him woeful. And my Sunday League team moved the ball better than United's as one-inch wonder. Alex says, greetings from the Faroe Islands from Mishu and Alex. Greetings and Merry Christmas. And Juan says, we're winning the ball back but don't know what to do with it. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to offend Liverpool here. However, it reminds me a little bit of Liverpool, how we play, because we don't seem to have... Well done. Heaven's playing really well. I think he's having a very good game, Heaven. My man of the match so far. Oh, they bloody hell have done that now. He's bloody played a shit pass. Why is everyone here bringing up Fred, for God's sake? Players like Herrera and Carrick used to rock this midfield. But you're all talking about Fred, says Jarbar Drinks. Dorgu's awful every time he gets the ball, says Tyrone. And Charlie says, it might be the hangover, but is there a kick clash? It's the white shorts of Villa and the white top of United. Sesko's got to score. Martinez makes a big save. Oh, that would have been. I mean, look, it wasn't a great ball by Bruno. Someone slipped, but that would have been an assist for Bruno. I knew somebody in the chat would say great pass. How is it a great pass? Watch. He bloody misses the header. It would have been an assist though, but you can't call that a great pass when a bloody Villa player misses the header. Sesko should score. He should score that. He's got to score that. It's fortuitous. Look, Bruno puts it in the right area. Konza, I think, misses the header. But when it's through there, Sesko should score it. Where's your Christmas mug, Sister Galahad? I don't know. Hey, that's encouraging though. That's encouraging, isn't it? It's that's the best chance of the game. And here's Cunha with a bit of space. This is where he can be dangerous. He's got to wait for the ball into Sesko. Where's he going? I don't know. I don't know where he's going. I honestly don't know where he's going there, Sesko. Yeah, we'll have to watch this one back before we reserve judgment. It's brilliant play by Cunha. I mean, this is where you want Cunha. Slides him in. I mean, I just don't know where he's going there. I don't know why he's kicked it so hard. No, it's just a little touch and it's a tap in. He's just kicked it too hard. It's probably nerves, that. I mean, Cunha is sort of looking at it going, I can't fucking believe it. We're all Cunha there, aren't we? We're sort of like, what are you doing, mate? Bruno's having a word with him, I think. Look, I like Sesko. You can tell he's eager to work, isn't he? You can tell he's eager to learn. Encouraging few minutes there, though. 2 big chances for Sesko. We haven't scored either, but it's encouraging that if we can get that ball into Cunha in front of the defence and you get the running right, don't show me Michael Oliver's ref cam. There are opportunities there. Maybe he was hoping to get fouled. Yeah, I think he's just got nervous, hasn't he? You know, he's in a really good position and he's probably thinking, is there a contact coming? there was on Matty Cash by Martinez, but it's just a heavy touch. Just a heavy touch. The clock's there, mate. Sesko seems to be very low in confidence, says Zap. John says we should have got Voltameda and let Newcastle get Sesko. He'd be all right. I think Sesko will come good. As Kenneth says, I think with more games, Sesko will hopefully sharpen up. Sully says, remember the good old days of Lindelof and Maguire. Tyler says, greetings from Uzbekistan. Greetings, sir. Hope you're doing well. And Rain says, do you agree that Roy Keane said about Mainoo having to fight for his place, Mark? Well, everyone's got to fight for their place, haven't they? It's just whether, you know, I think it's irrelevant today because he's not fit anyway. Would you agree Ineos is doing something special at United, says Hyans? Not if you've confused the word special with shit. And Merry Christmas, Mark, says Michael. Could you please say hi to my boyfriend? Is it Michael in? I don't know who it is. Mikali? Hi to your boyfriend, Joshua. We both love watching your live reactions. Greetings from Poland. Well, hello to Joshua. Merry Christmas to you both. Thank you very much. We've still got a delay going on here. I think they're trying to say something about a head injury to Martinez. Xerxes scores that. Don't know why he's on the bench, says Rush. Well, they might be losing Martinez here. He might have a bit of concussion. Thanks, everyone, for telling us where you're watching from. We've got Maze is from Ivory. I don't know whether he's meant to add in Coast there. Look, maybe it's going to be third time lucky for Sesko. Yeah, there was a bit of concern about Martinez there. I mean, you don't want your goalkeeper playing with a bit of concussion, do you? High concentration position. But he's playing on. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. We've got 42,000 watching. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Look, I'd say, someone said about 5 minutes ago, what's your thought on the game? And I said I might be being a bit generous to United, but I say it's 50-50 game because Villa had the best chance. I'd say it's probably slightly in our favour now after those two Sesko chances. I think we've definitely had the better two chances, so hopefully we can build on that. Family 88 says we are a bit predictable, long ball or long throw in. I tell you what it is, mate. We definitely, if you think about our bad performances this season, we definitely perform better when we're the underdog. Like, you think about Liverpool, Chelsea, even Arsenal, although we lost. The teams we struggle against are, you know, the West Hams, the Evertons, the Brentfords. And, you know, Villa cannot get out at the moment. They're trying to pass through us, and we are actually stopping them from doing it. Merry Christmas, Mark. Let's get Semenyo and loan a midfielder for January. Then we can get 2 world-class midfielders and experienced striker for summer. Sounds unreal, but that's what we need, says Wan. That's a good ball out. Again, Heaven, my best player this half. That's a lovely ball by Cunha. Mount loses it. That's good pressure on McGinn, but he's done well to keep that. That's another foul. Agate. He's going to have to be careful, Agate, because he's done 2 now. I think one more, he might get a yellow card. Not Brian Robson. Welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Clumsy Agate there. I've been walking the dog. Have I missed much from Wimbledon, says Tumbleweed? No, not really. Quite an equal game. I mean, look, many of us won't be surprised by this because Villa do tend to struggle against United, and first half an hour in, That's good play by Mount. Bruno. Luke Shaw. Doesn't pass to Dorgu, which was a little bit strange. Go on, whip a cross in, Luke. Oh, why can't we whip a cross in there? What the fuck is that from Agate? Bloody hell. I mean, it's a disaster class from Agate at the moment. Yeah, not good. Look at all the space. Why not do through balls, says the Recon guy. I think where Luke Shaw gets that ball there and it goes to whoever hits the long ball, Agate, to knock it to Delo. I'm sort of confused because Sesko's in the right position. So why don't we just put the cross in? I think in a game of football, when you've got an opportunity to put a cross into a 6'3" striker and you're up against Lindelof, put the cross in. So I don't know why Luke Shaw gave that to Agate. He's got a good cross on him. Ping it into the back post. Especially with Martinez potentially, you know, they've got concerns about concussion. That's better by Agate. That's good by Dorgu. We definitely do cause Villa problems, don't we? I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's psychological or that, but I'm pretty. I mean, I'm not saying it's the most entertaining game in the world or we're playing brilliantly, but I feel like Villa are struggling to get up the pitch. Well done, Heaven, again. And that's good defending by Agate. Dorgu, find a pass. It's a bad kick by Agate. Might be the cold medicine, but I feel this game has been going for 2 months now, says Doug. Luke Rowbottom says, I've just joined and seen no Mainoo. Why is he out? Apparently he's got a calf strain, mate. Picked it up yesterday in training. Just graduated from uni. Any tips on starting a career, says Jason? Yeah, get a job. I mean, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Just get a job. Yeah. Find out what you want to do and go and work in it. Oh, be careful here. Be careful here. Rogers. That's all right. Straight at the keeper. Bermuda, says Mr. BDA. Agate is pissed. 2 out of 10. Signing, says Oliver Sand. Thank you very much. Thanks for all your super chats, by the way. We'll read those out. Yeah, you don't mind someone having a shot from there, especially if it's a shot like that. Texting in from California, you're coming across the pond for the World Cup this summer, says Mick. I don't know. You know what? I just want to get United a win here and, you know, have a little relax over Christmas and start thinking about next year. But there's a chance I will do, yeah. Sound Science says, I think this is Emery's ploy. He's going to draw us out and then hit us on the break. Look, I'm very impressed with Emery. I watched Villa beat Arsenal, and I think first half Arsenal looked good, and then second half Villa tweaked it and were very good themselves. That's good by Cunha. It's got to be worth a shot. Straight at Martinez. I think Cunha's having a good game. I do. I think Cunha's looked lively. That's what I would say. Bruno, that's it. Get the cross in. Charlie says, Agate is quite unbelievable on his day. Get him out. And John says, is Mount playing? Just play at centre mid. He let Bruno play at 10. I think Mount's had a couple of good passes. I mean, he's not really in the game as a 10, but the thing about Mount is he will pop up and have a good chance in a minute, I think. I think Heaven's been our best player. Cunha's looked lively, like I say. Bruno's been okay. Garte's struggling, definitely. Not used the width. We've not used the width well enough at all, considering we've got Sesko and you're up against... I just think, you know, we've got to get more crosses into Sesko. Why is Agate being crucified when he's basically not playing this season? Average player, but he needs minutes. I agree, Heinrich. I agree. He's going to be rusty, isn't he? He's not been played. He's got low confidence. He's not having a good game, though. I think you can say that. That's a decent cross, but dealt with. Well done, Heaven. There we go. Move, 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 move. Move it. Quick, 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 quick. Go on, Cunha. Go on, then. Run at him. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. I liked that. Dorgu was the decoy. Gets the cross in himself. But wasn't good enough. Still, I tell you what, it has been a long half. I don't normally feel like that when United play. It normally goes quite quick, but it has been a long half considering we've got 10 minutes to go and there'll be some stoppage time as well. We need to get Sesko in the situation on the back post, says Emily. 100%. I think that's why you need early crosses. You'd be saying to Sesko, pull off to the back post, and you'd be saying to Shaw, Dorgu, Delo, try and get that early cross into the back post that's out of Martinez's reach. We're doing all right here. We are doing all right. I mean, look, it's not domination by any means, but it's an equal game. You can sense that Villa bogey team thing. Go on, Cunha. But I like the fact that we're getting the ball into Cunha's feet. And I like the fact that we're picking up a lot of second balls. Right, we've got to be careful here because Yoro's out of position. McGinn. Oh, good tackle. Tielemans shoots wide. They need to play much faster. We'd score if we did, says the Recon guy. And part of me feels, Alec Miller says, part of me feels Amram is right to not pick Agate when he looks this shaky, but part of me feels Ruben is to blame for it. Look, lack of game time is going to make you rusty. Lawrence Berry says we need to score because I think Villa will be better in the second half. The thing about Emery is that he's a very good coach when it comes to tweaking in game. Foul on Bruno. Need to move the ball faster. Villa happy to sit, says Aditio. Dorgu on one-legged. Nuno Mendes, says Leanne. Thank you very much. Are Dorgu and Delo best friends because they just seem only to be able to cross the ball the entire box to one another, says Pengus. Winter transfer targets, Mark. Who should we get? Who will we get? Says Rajaf. I mean, I think you look at that United midfield at the moment and look, Casemiro will come back. Of course he will. But I think you'd be very comfortable putting a Ruben Neves in place of an Agate or even a Conor Gallagher. So I just think we need better options in the midfield. I mean, at the very minimum, Mainoo is picking up a lot of injuries, isn't he? Good flick on by Sesko. I want to see more of that as well. We can go long from Lemens, and that's a good idea. Trying to reach 50 subs on this channel, says Elliot Gallagher. There you go. Check out Elliot's channel. Bruno feels his hamstring, but he ain't that guy. He ain't that guy. Nah, he's not that guy. I don't think he's that guy. Nah, he won't. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's made of bloody. He's made of metal. He's not. He's not. He's not human. He's fine. He's fine. He'll be fine. I don't worry about Bruno. He's a machine, like Condiment says. He'll be okay. He's definitely fine. I'm looking at him now. Yeah. And if you've done your hamstring, you know it. Amrim shitting his pants, says Kai. He did cut to Amrim and he did look worried. But no, he's all right. He's all right, you can see. Cunha's best looking game so far. Agate is looking good defensively, says Dakota. I can't defend you from what's about to happen, but I do agree with you on Cunha. Nice ball by Yoro into Delo. Don't shoot, Delo. Well done, Martinez. It was a good cross. Cunha. Have a shot. Put the cross in. Go on, have a shot. Still got it. Watch Delo for the rest of this first half in miles of space to attack the right, but even his teammate knows he offers nothing going forward, says Sam. Cunha's definitely the guy. Go on, have a shot. Go on, Bruno. Oh. Good play from United, that. I think we're the better team here. I really do think we're the better team. I don't know whether it's a Villa off day or what, or it's the jinx, or it's the bogey team, but we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Constantine, I can't defend you from this. You're going to get a bit of shit. Oh. I don't know. I don't know whether Bruno went like that then. Cunha's best looking game. Bruno going off might be the best thing for us, says Constantine. I don't agree with that. I'm more concerned about Bruno here. I know we 0-0, but I'm enjoying how we're playing, says Mario. Maybe he's just trying to get through to half time. Look, if he's done his hamstring, I did mine in March playing five-a-side. Not the same thing, but you can sort of play on because your muscles are warm. But the minute he's going to work tomorrow and he's probably going to be out for a week and you could make it worse. So he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. Even if it's a tweak, he's got to be careful because the minute he slows down, it's going to start to seize up. So he's probably doing all right at the moment because he's moving around. But I think you can tell, in fairness, I thought he was going to be okay, but I think you can tell he's not okay. I think you can tell he's moving around a bit gingerly. He's done, well, no, he's just jumped there. Look, maybe he won't come off. Maybe we'll be okay. I don't know. I think he's... It's hard to tell with Bruno because he's not the quickest anyway and he's still moving around. I think Villa have been really struggled here. Having said that, it's 0-0. That's a good ball. Good play by Morgan Rogers. Got to be careful here because Bruno won't be able to track back. Don't let him shoot. Oh, fuck off! Fuck off! Merry Christmas, you twat! I like Morgan Rogers. He's a bloody good player and he's done that. Merry bloody Christmas. Absolutely. Piss off. I mean, I think it's a good goal. I think it's a good goal. Fucking hell. Why do people score goals like that against us? Fucking hell. We've been playing well as well. Who is it who goes down with the ball there? Not strong enough. It's Yoro. Yoro isn't great in these positions. Yeah, he's lost him. Fucking hell. You can't, to be honest, Yoro's lost him a little bit, but that goal is absolutely fucking brilliant. I mean, I like moaning when United concede, and I like to blame people, but fucking hell. I've got to say, that is just a brilliant goal. I mean, yeah, fucking hell, it's top. You're nitpicking there. Yoro's got to go with him a little bit better, but... Dear me. I'm in the rare position where I can't really moan. I think we've done okay in this half. And that's just yeah. Every part of me wants to moan like the rest of you, and there's probably people out there going rah 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 rah. But sometimes I mean, look, Yoro needs to be a little bit tighter, but even then, it's just a good goal, isn't it? It's a breakaway goal. I agree with iSense there. I don't think we can be that mad. Like, we've done okay this half, and that's just a good goal. We've just got to pick our heads up. I just get the sense of it's bloody typical, isn't it? We've actually done all right with all the players that we're missing. We've actually done all right against a good side. But Morgan Rogers is a fantastic player. This is why I'd start Morgan Rogers for England. I think I've liked him for a couple of years. I think he's a fantastic player. Syndicate says that's on Yoro. But look, like, Lenny Yoro is 19, I think. I said it on the chance that Watkins had. He doesn't get tight enough. That's something he's going to have to learn. 100%, he's got to be tighter. But here we go, Cunha. Goal, yes, get in. Brilliant. That's totally deserved. Come on. That's why you don't start moaning. That's why you don't start moaning. Get in. We've been doing that really well this half. Matty Cash caught on the ball. Cunha makes it 1-1. I think that's what we deserve. I think that's what we deserve, and I think he's having a good game as well. Well done, Dorgu, as well. Big shout out to Dorgu. Look at that. Playing out from the back, Aston Villa. Matty Cash. Well done, Dorgu. Brilliant. Brilliant by Dorgu. And fair shout out to Sesko as well, because Sesko's waiting for the cutback, and that sort of catches... I think it puts Lindelof in a big situation. Great finish. We deserve that. You know what? I'm actually quite proud of me and you for not overreacting to the brilliant Morgan Rogers goal, because I think we got some justice there. I do. I think by being calm, we got a bit of justice. Right on half time as well. That's big. That is big. That is big, because I don't feel like Villa, you know, to equalise so quickly after such a good goal, that'll knock the stuffing out them. Cunha's best game for United? Well, it's his best half. And that should be half time. He's been so good, he deserves that, says the Recon guy. Both goals are finesse goals, can't do much, says Wolf. Get in, heads up, play like that, says Kent. Rogers is the original, Palmer is a fraud, says Rajaf. Yoro has to close him down as soon as the first touch goes wide. He was too deep in the first place, playing him on and let him out. I think it's just something to learn for Yoro, Addy. And I think sometimes we forget, you know, if that's Luke Shaw, you're probably going to get on him and say, look, you're an experienced player, why are you doing that? With Yoro, it's a mistake, but it's something he does quite regularly and he's going to have to learn. Half time, and it is 1-1, and we will definitely take that. We will definitely take that. It's a story of the two number 10s as well. And I've got to say, I think justice is right, Marcus. Give us your comments. Let us know what your thoughts are. United 1-1 at half-time. And you know what? I'm proud. I don't want to say I'm proud of myself because that's very narcissistic. But I'm proud that the amount of times I've lost it when we conceded and I didn't. I sort of went, you know what? Sometimes those things happen. I think we've been doing quite well. They break away. They score a goal. It's a very good goal. You feel a bit hard done by, but you respond like that. And I think I've got to say, we did deserve it, 100%. And I'm very pleased that we're going in at half time 1-1, because I think going in at half time 1-0 down, I think we would have been, you know, feeling sorry for ourselves. I mean, look at the statistics. We've had more possession, same on shots, around the same on corners. It's been quite an equal game, but I feel like we've done, you know, we deserve that. David Ornstein's just said Manchester clubs are front runners to sign Semenyo, Man United and Man City. That's literally just come out in the last few minutes. So big on that. Look, also big talking point, Bruno Fernandes. Hopefully that is not too bad. It sort of got lost in the two goals, but it felt like before the Morgan Rogers goals, we put in a lot of focus on Bruno, wondering if he's going to be okay. So I don't know whether he's going to come off or not. I didn't really take any notice in Bruno after the Rogers goal and then the Cunha goal, so I don't know whether he's going to be okay. Maybe someone in the chat was keeping a closer eye on it than me because I got lost in the goals. But look, you know what? It's Christmas time. There's no need to be afraid. Merry Christmas, everybody. I want it to be a positive result for Manchester United, and we're halfway there. And I think I'm encouraged by the fact that Villa have found it hard to play through us today. And they've not had a lot of attacks. And I don't know why that is. I said this before the game and I said it in the preview. We have an incredible record against Aston Villa. We are definitely their bogey team, and maybe it's getting into their head a little bit. Maybe being third in the league is getting into their head a bit. Sometimes teams work better when they're the underdog. When they're the favourites, we saw it with Forest at the end of last season. They couldn't deal with it. And maybe Villa are going through that a little bit. Maybe they're better when they're the underdog. But maybe Amrim's doing a good job. Maybe Man United are doing a good job. Maybe Villa are having a bad day. But ultimately, we're 1-1 at half-time. It's a very equal game. And I'm quite pleased with it. I think Aidan Heaven's been fantastic. I think Shaw and Yoro have done okay. Obviously, Yoro's got to do better on the goal. I think Delo and Dorgu have got to put their crosses in better. But look, can I just say, with Dorgu, it's the same as it is with Yoro and Heaven. He's still a kid. He's a prospect. And we've got to be very careful about burning these people, because that was brilliant from Dorgu. You know, that goal for Cunha doesn't happen if Dorgu doesn't press and win that ball at the right moment. Could have conceded a foul, could have not got in there, did really, really well. And this is why it's such a toxic environment to nurture young players. You know, Yoro's going to get shit now. Lemens was getting it on Monday. Dorgu was getting it in the first half. This is what I mean about United's youth policy. It doesn't work because there is no patience in the fan base. You've got to deliver now, and that's a bad thing. But I thought Heaven played really well, really well. 2 big blocks right at the start of the half. Mount's been a bit quiet. Cunha's been fantastic. I think that's Cunha's best 45 minutes, and it's no coincidence that we've got the ball into Cunha's feet and allowed him to spin and turn. I don't know why we've not been doing that this season, but we've got the ball into Cunha's feet and allowed him to run into those half spaces between the defence and the midfield. And he's looked really, really good for it. So, look, that's what Cunha can be. Is that because Mbeumo's not here? You know, are we using Cunha more because we don't have Mbeumo? I don't know, but he definitely looks better today. Stefan says, do you think Bruno can play the second half? My feeling is that Bruno will play the second half and play against Newcastle and not miss a minute, because that's Bruno Fernandes. But as I said, if he's done his hamstring, and I'd never done a hamstring before, but I did it in March, you feel a pop, you think you're not going to be able to walk, and then you can walk, but the minute you stop running around, it will start seizing up. I don't think he's got a tear. I think he's pulled his hamstring, and he's got to be careful with that, because running around on it, it might turn into a tear. So game management, he probably should come off if we want him to play against Newcastle. But knowing Bruno, he probably won't. If Bruno have to be subbed out, how will you rearrange the team? And that's the thing for us. I mean, I think he'll come out in the second half and he'll play against Newcastle. That's just what I think Bruno will do. But we've got to be careful with that, because he's such an important player for us. Free Cunha, ball to feet, confident strikes, says Paul. Yeah, I'm loving that that Cunha's looking like the player from Wolves today. Mad that we're only 13 goals off last season's total, says Josh. Tony says, the irony in all of this is that Bruno can't run around too much, but he needs to come off so we keep pace in the midfield. We need to continue to feed Sesko, says Tony. Yeah, look, a half-fit Bruno's not worth it in a game like this where he's playing. If we're going to keep him on half-fit, I mean, I don't know where you put him. They play out from the back at home. We're good at punishing teams that do that. Years of doing somewhat well against teams like City, says Inquisition. Yeah, we do better against teams where we're the underdog. Yeah. If we had players, we'd been 3 up now, says Yusuf. And great watch along. Now let's go win it. Merry Christmas, says D. Oh, come on, please, please. What's the situation with De Ligt? I miss my man crush, says Paul. It's a longer injury than I thought. But I'm just watching like this. I mean, this is brilliant from Dorgu. Matty Cash takes an extra touch and then he's in trouble. And yeah, it's a lovely finish by Cunha. Lovely finish. Oddly feels like we've got a plan, says Syndicade. Sesko's first touch reminds me of Lukaku, says Sir YMT. Villa want to cut back on Yoro. They see the weakness, says Noah. Our right-hand side is not doing well at all, says Spears. We're definitely better down the left. Delo, Shaw and Agate are definitely not Man United players. Why are we still keeping them, says Mohammed. Old school United stand, but that was just this jam on toast, says James. Well, look at what happens when we play with some intensity, says the Recon guy. Kent's gifted a membership. Really need Cunha to be Cunha these next few weeks as well, says Do It. All this good play to draw later, our defence, says Rish. Justice, says Marcus. And Pregash says, you missed how easily Bruno got spun around in the midfield from McGinn near the halfway line. That's why we conceded the chance in the first place, says Pregash. Thank you very much. They play out... Cunha's up for it because he loves the Wolves, says Joshua. Villa are letting us have the ball. It's a training session for them. United completely without bite, says Marlowe. It worries me when Marlowe gets negative like that, because he does tend to be right. I personally disagree. I think we're doing okay. I think Villa are trying to play their game, but we're somewhat limiting them play through us. Joseph says, give a shout out to my bro Tom the Tank on his 18th birthday in the Pratt Men on the bookie tonight to celebrate. Come on United, says Joseph, and happy birthday to Tom. Wolfgang says, why is it that most teams sit at the back and park the bus against us and play counter-attack football and catch us on the break and score? Is it the formation? It's not like we have 3 Maldinis, says Wolfgang. I think it's because we hit long ball, and I think a lot of teams know that if they play a high line, we will hit long balls and exploit the spaces. Lupus says, Yoro has a difficult job, right centre-back, but also right-back when we transition formations. Mistakes will happen. It's about continuous growth game to game. I think this is a great tactical analysis, Lupus, because is Delo offering us anything in this game? No. But he's going forward a lot, and he's not helping out Yoro. So I agree. I think Yoro is getting pulled out to right-back because Delo is staying forward. But when we get the ball to Delo, if we get the ball to Delo, is he doing enough? So... you know, if we had Ahmad out on the right, not tracking back, it would be a better situation, but we don't have any wingers. Sorry if you covered this, but why is Mainoo not in the squad? Decent match so far, says HD free kick. He had a calf strain in training yesterday. Think what you will. I feel sorry for Sesko, says Azure. In the graveyard shift, no one looking for him and crossing quality has been poor, yet everyone says he's bad. Well, he's had 2 big chances, Azure. I mean, in fairness, it's a hard job to play up front for Man United, I agree with you, but in 45 minutes, he's had 2 chances. If he gets another 2 in the second half, 4 chances in a Man United shirt up front ain't bad. I've seen I've seen Ronaldo play games and get nothing. So he has had 2 chances. He probably should have scored 1. But again, look, he's a work in progress. Do you think we will win? Who should replace Bruno, says Mandalorian? Well, Bruno hopefully won't be coming off. Hopefully he won't be coming off. But if he comes off, I don't actually know what we do. I don't know what we do. We are ridiculously... I mean, there's no midfielder in there. Fletcher. You could put Martinez in. I think we'll try and keep Bruno on. I really do. The touch from Rogers was world class. Who would you bring on for Bruno if he needs to come off? By the way, I'm in the 1% listeners. Come on, United, says Java. Thank you very much, mate. Thanks for your super chat. Look, let's cross that road when we come to it. I really do not think that we want to see Bruno Fernandes going off in a game like this. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. We've got match reaction straight after this where we do player ratings, marking every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Then we've got our fan forum. So we're going to be live all the way through until about 8 o'clock tonight anyway. We are live every morning at 10 o'clock as well, all over Christmas too. Please do subscribe. Click the bottom right-hand corner. It's free to do it. We are only 150 subscribers away from 223,000. So get involved with the United stands. You're all very welcome. Absolute legends. I hope you're having a good Christmas. I know some of you won't have broken up yet, but if you have, well done. If you haven't, enjoy today's game, and it won't be long. And hopefully, we're on the road to something special today. A United win would be absolutely fantastic for us, but still a long way to go. My worry is if we're gonna score a winner, I want us to do it with 10 seconds to go. I don't like United when they're in front because we instantly bring defenders on and invite the pressure. And one thing that Villa haven't done in this game is pressure. What pressure? If Bruno's out, Xerxes in as a 10, Mount back as centre midfielder, says Aeus. Do you think Mason Mount can play 90 minutes though? That's the problem. Surely now we have to go and get a midfielder in January or maybe even 2, says Joe. Yeah, but you know what? I said this morning. Mainoo being injured or Bruno being injured shouldn't be why we buy a midfielder. We should be buying a bloody midfielder anyway. Marlo says, I've just tuned in. So what's your opinion on Mainoo out of the match squad? Is it over for him at United? I think there are a number of options. Amrim has dropped him completely. He doesn't fancy it. He genuinely is injured. Or he was dropped and didn't want to be on the bench, or the club was protecting the asset. I don't have any information on any of it, and this is just pure opinion. I don't actually think he's injured. I don't. I think if he wanted to play, he could have played. That's my feeling, but that's just pure guesswork. It just seems a little bit coincidental to me. Or it's incredible bad luck. I mean, this game, with no Casemiro in it, you'd have been starting. So, yeah, I don't know. Somebody just said Martinez is coming on. I don't know whether that's confirmed. I don't trust this defence without De Ligt. He is defensive backbone of the team this season, says Grimlock. Have you seen that Bruno is higher up the pitch, even though we're playing 3 at the back? Ahmad, almost as the third middle number 10, says Ernest. Paul from Yoro didn't get close enough, but a learning curve for him. Still a good player, but still he needs nurturing. Yeah, 100%, Paul. 100%. You're not going to be perfect at that age. He's got a fantastic talent. There is a lot of people saying Bruno's going off. I don't know. Yeah, off. Bruno off. Fuck. I mean, I've always said this, and people confuse it, and I'm about to state it again. I've always said this. I don't want Bruno in the midfield, but I wouldn't sell him if he was a number 10. So it's not about, I want Bruno out the team. If he's going to play as a midfielder, I would sell him. But as a number 10, he's a big player for us. And also, what I've always said is, we tend to be worse without Bruno Fernandes in our team. I can't think of many games when Bruno's not played where we've done well. So this is a real test. I mean, look, this is a real test. This can be a proof of what we can do without him, you know? Bruno has Wolverine healing powers, says Friday Night Whites. Look, I don't think this rules Bruno out of Newcastle on Friday. I think this is more about if you want him for Newcastle on Friday, you've got to take him off today, because otherwise, you know, it's a problem. But look, a lot of you have wanted to see Martinez play in the midfield for years, and you're probably going to see it now. So there's, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of excitement. This is a good reality check for us. Respect Bruno, says Ndib. Have you seen that Bruno is higher up the pitch? Done that from Ernest as well. Thanks for all your super chats, by the way. If you want to knock those in, you can do it through the $sign. We'll certainly read them out. So Martinez in and Bruno out. That's a blow. But look, what I will keep saying is United tend to respond to blows quite well. Please do subscribe to the channel. We're only 50 away from our target now. Thank you. Villa coming out. I mean, Villa can only do better in the second half, can't they? I don't think they played that well. Martinez. Not fit enough to start in a back three, but coming on at half time in a midfield. I mean, that doesn't correlate, does it, really? But hopefully it will. We're waiting on Villa here. Bit of a delay. Just while we're waiting, don't forget we are sponsored by Manscaped on the show today. You can get 15% off with the code TUS15. Delivered to your door. Precision engineering for your family jewels. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Link is in the description, and you can scan the QR code when that goes round. Big up to Manscaped. So Bruno Fernandes is off and Martinez is on. I can't even see Bruno Fernandes on the bench at the moment, so I presume he's probably getting some treatment on his hamstring. Glenn says Bruno hamstring. As I said, look, nobody's going to be an expert on this because we don't know the details. Having said that, you know, there'll be a lot of people who've had hamstring problems in the chat. There are grades of tears. Bruno has a very high pain threshold. It wouldn't surprise me if he'd been running around on a 6-week injury. On the other hand, it wouldn't surprise me if it was just a little tweak. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Our next game is on Friday. He's got 5 days. He probably won't train for a couple of days. So who knows? Who knows? Looks like Agate is going to play the Bruno position and Martinez is going to play the Agate position. So it's just a simple swap. But look, it's like a busman's holiday for a lot of people. It's like a Christmas present. So many people feel that Martinez can play in the midfield. Hold on, Luke Shaw. Sky Sports commentator saying play Shaw as centre midfielder, says Leaf. Here is Bruno. He'd be pissed off. Loves playing football. James, thanks for being a member for 24 months. Exactly what I want to see. Martinez in the midfield, says Man Utd Brand. I told you some people would like it. Jay Jerrick, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you. If Emi Martinez has no haters, then I'm dead, says WC Bush. Bruno hamstring, says Glenn. Martinez is our January midfielder, says Robert McCormack. Yeah, well, that could be the case. Thanks for the Christmas wishes, mate, but I'm in hospitality, so it's a long push to January for me. Happy Christmas to you and the family, says Robbo. Busy time for people in hospitality. It is. You got to work, can't you? Because January's quiet. That's lovely play by Martinez. I don't know why Sesko or Cunha didn't pick that up. I like the fact that Martinez is just playing the ball quickly as well. He's not... the good thing about Martinez as well, just from a tactical point of view, is that Bruno, obviously in the midfield, likes to hit the long diagonal. Martinez isn't really that. So we might see some just simple passes going into Cunha's feet even more. But Villa don't seem to have much of an answer to what we're doing at the moment. I bet, if Mainoo has got a calf strain, I bet he's bloody kissing it now. Hoping for magical healing powers because, wow, this is your dream, mate, isn't it? Bruno and Casemiro not available. Clinton says United respond well to blows. Angry Brit says, I just hate the fact that we shoehorn players into positions they shouldn't be in. And we've got more possession and passes in the second half, says John. That's it. Give it to Martinez. I like the fact that we're just playing simple balls from the midfield. I've been saying this for ages. Just two disciplined midfielders will make us a better team. Captain, probably Luke Shaw, I would say. Go on, Mount. Give it to Delo. Oh, he nearly put a good cross in there. Nearly put a good cross in there. I like the decoy run from Delo there. It allows him to put the cross in. Shahin says his brother wore the T-shirt too soon. Ajax often train centre-backs to be able to play in midfield. It's very usual, says the UK Ajaxer. Thank you very much, pal. Cunha and Mount have to step up in this half, says 95 Trace. And injury list will force us to spend in January, says Jack. Paul Coleman says, like it or not, Bruno is our best player. Pressure really on Amrim now, tactically. No out-of-position Bruno to use as an excuse. Does United have a small squad or just a lot of injuries, says Sir Galahad? I think it's quite a unique situation. We've got 3 players at the AFCON, 1 player suspended, one's just got injured here, and obviously got 2 centre-backs out. I think De Ligt's a loss, but we have got a lot of centre-backs. It's more, yeah, we don't have a lot in the midfield. Very unfortunate for Mainoo to pick up that knock, says Swanee. Very unfortunate. 47 months now. Time flies, says Jude Forsyth, who's been a member for 47 months. Thank you very much, mate. You're a legend. And Noir says, hi, Mark. To me, this is a clear sign that we need a midfielder in January. Spiritual says, Lissandro is a 6 and Mainoo is an 8 is my dream midfield. Well, you got half of it, mate. Marco says, we're the most unfortunate club. No, we've just been a badly run club for too long. And things start to break down when a couple of things go wrong. We're obviously very reliant on Bruno Fernandes, aren't we? Connor Head, welcome. Thank you for being a member for 69 months. We don't want to see this happening with Villa. Getting towards the edge of the box. That's good defending. Get rid of it, Delo. Get rid of it. Who's the captain? Says Oscar. I don't know who the captain is. I would presume it's Luke Shaw. Go on, Delo. Artin says, we depend on Bruno too much. Let's hope his injury is not serious. Our players should go all out and win this game for Bruno. I tell you what a statement that would be if we could. And we, maybe we can. Plan all along. Martinez better than Agate as sub with Mainoo out, says Jose from Tossa. Now we need to get midfielders in January, says Catton. Delo is captain, apparently. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah. I missed that. A lot of people saying Mount did something good. I think I was reading the chat. Sorry. That's another good interception there. I mean, our fullbacks, I don't know what. I mean, look, Villa's weakness is they persistently play out from the back. And it's a bit like playing against a team where you know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to play out from the back, and we've done very, very well. Why am I laughing that Delo's the captain? Because I don't rate Delo. I think he's crap, to be honest. So Dalot as captain of Man United, I find quite funny. How much more control we have since Bruno's off, says D. An honest question, because some stuff me and my family talk about. How do you feel about Shaw right now, says Callow? Well, he's on the corners. I mean, look, I checked out on Luke Shaw the minute when he was out for two years and then started, went and played for England when he was injured. But he's done all right this season, I can't lie. Proof that he's shoehorning Bruno into the team. As soon as he's not available, he goes defensive, says Josh. I mean, look, that's not a bad set piece considering we haven't got Bruno on the pitch. Sono says, would you sub Agate if he gets yellow? I don't really feel like we've got a lot of options if we got to sub anybody off at the moment. I mean, Xerxes can come on for Sesko. I think that's an obvious substitution. But beyond that, we're not a side that's got a lot of... We've not got a lot of substitute options, really. Well played, Martinez. The key in this half is to always have a pass. Always have a pass. Now here's Dalot. Absolute waste of time that was. Although Matsson's given up a throw. So he can throw a big one in here. He can throw a big throw into Sesko. He'll love that. Sesko moves like an NPC out of GTA 3, says Niki. He's going to go long. He's going to go long. This is what he's in the team for. And as per usual, it just gets headed away. Cunha. Get the ball to Cunha. Get the ball to Cunha. Oh, good interception, Martinez. Go on, then. Have a shot. Have a shot. Oh, I thought he'd scored. I like that. Ger says Villa are ordinary. I think they have looked ordinary, but have we made them look ordinary? The real positive is this has ruined the Glazers' Christmas. They'll have to get the wallet out, says E2. Look, he's definitely made God, I don't know whether that's a good idea now. He's definitely made Martinez work. Well, look, you're all getting a bit of a Christmas present because you've got Martinez playing in the midfield. Dalot's a very passionate captain, says Grimlock. I'm very surprised Emery hasn't changed this because, one up front against our back three and they're still trying to play through us. I think they'd be better off going two up front and playing a few long balls. I mean, I don't want to see them do that, but... Tillerman's there, nearly. Oh, for God's sake, what are we doing? It's Christmas! Bloody Christmas presents being handed out again. Fucking hell, that defence there. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Dalot's got to stop the cross and somebody's got to stop Morgan Rogers shooting on his right foot. We're more open than a bloody tin of Quality Street on Boxing Day. And all that's left in the tin is shit. Coffee and orange. Quality street, absolute shite street, fucking rubbish. I just don't get this goal. I really don't. Tielemans is going nowhere. And this is what I'm talking about with Dalot. Absolutely useless. How does he let that cross go in? He doesn't even get tight. And then Yoro again doesn't get tight. I mean, Yoro again doesn't get tight. You can't do that, mate. I don't know how Dalot lets that cross go in, though. He just stands off and lets him cross with his left foot. Yes, Yoro needs to get tighter, but watch the Tielemans cross. He doesn't even fucking try. And that's why I'm laughing about him being a captain. He may as well have fucking armbands on. That is pitiful from Dalot, how he lets Tielemans cross that ball. Absolutely fucking typical and pitiful. Oh, you know what? We've given such a... That is absolutely shit. Oh, good block. I'm disgusted with that. As a fullback, your job is to stop the cross. And Tielemans is not even on his strong foot. Rubbish. Dakota says Yoro again. Oh, look, Yoro's absolutely got to get close. Absolutely got to get close. But I'm saying in the first instance, Dalot's got to stop that cross coming in. He's a senior player with a fucking captain's armband on. It's rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Theirs is where drop points to crap teams killers, says give it to me. Send Yoro to Madrid, says Robert. Do not talk about our captain like that, says Camilla. Is Martinez captain now? No, it's Dalot. Dalot is a twat. I hope he sees this, says Quantum. Silver lining, I've done that one as well. Training session, easy. Are Villa sweaty at all, says Marlow. A49926 says Yoro's been crap since he came back after he'd been dropped after the City game. Well, he's probably got no confidence, hasn't he? I thought he started the season well. We know Rodgers Villa's best player and we've left him unmarked in and around the box twice, but Dalot, Jesus wept, says Emily. Oh, you know, Dalot's having a glow up now. Everyone thinks he's good. I think he's shit. I think he's absolutely shit. And the fact that he's wearing the captain's armband says everything about what Man United are. I mean, how is Martinez and Luke Shaw not getting the captain's armband? It's a joke. Dalot's favourite footballer growing up was Tom Brady, says Adam. Dalot as captain is worse than Maguire as captain, says Mario. And Baltiar says if we had a real striker and not Watkins, we'd be in a title fight. See, Yoro actually got tight on on Rodgers there and stopped him. We've got, look, we might still be able to get a draw out of this, but at 1-1, I was thinking we might actually get a win. That's good play by Dalot. Sesko. Now we've got an overlap. Now look at the back post. Look at Dalot on the back post. Needs to get a bit of height on that. 1 Inch Wonder says, let's buy Rodgers and turn him to shit for a laugh. Yeah, I was literally going to say that. I'd love Morgan Rodgers at United, but we'd make him shit. Wilfred says, as a defender, not even sticking your leg out to stop that cross is criminal. Dalot should be dropped for 3 games minimum for that. Look, Wilfred, you're a man after my own heart. I completely agree that Yoro on both goals needs to be tighter. But if you can't see how fucking lazy Dalot is on Tielemans there, you need to get yourselves a pair of these because Tielemans is going nowhere. I actually think he should put a bit of pressure on him. He's got nowhere to go. The fact that he's allowed to turn onto his weakest foot and put a cross in without Delo even putting a tackle in pisses me right off. Go on, Mount. Right, put the cross in now, early. That's... Oh, fucking hell. Beat the first man. Bruno being out hurts us big, by the way, says Stardust. Worst events in the top half in full display, says Big Man. I don't think Villa are playing that well as well. I really do think we could cause them some problems. Well done, Cunha. That's a corner. Corner. Someone in the chat just said it's not Delo's fault. It's not Delo's fault. All right, Yoro needs to get tighter on the shot. But it's not Yoro's fault. He's defending like bloody Santa Claus at 4 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Day. Like he's pissed on whiskey and full of mince pies. Lazy bastard. Absolutely shit. Absolutely watch that back and watch the pitiful effect of him trying to stop that cross coming in. Yes, Yoro's got to get tighter after, but if the cross doesn't come in, the goal doesn't happen. Fucking Father Christmas at right back. Look, going forward, I think Delo's done all right. But guess what? He ain't a bloody winger. He's actually a right back. Dante says, this is why Amrim needs to buy his defenders and midfielders. He can't do miracles with learner drivers. He was allowed to resolve the attack only. Fair point. 6 defenders and a DM, by the way. We got Southgate, says Hader. Delo has played like this all season. He's shit, says Doco. I'm out. Amrim out 100%, even if we win. He's just obsessed with himself and ideas. This team isn't going anywhere, says the Fergie way. Bruno didn't follow his man. Again, bollocks. Oh, Dino, shut up. Let's not turn this into, people criticising Bruno in the midfield. I seem to remember we lost to Brentford with Bruno in the midfield. We lost to Everton with Bruno in the midfield. We drew 4-4 against Bournemouth with Bruno in the midfield. We're going to miss Bruno not in the team, but I still say he should be playing as a number 10. Anyway, look, this team's got a great chance to prove that they can do it without him. Get back in the game. Fucking hell. I'm really liking Martinez in this position, and it's 80% Yoro's fault. Sorry, Mark, I don't agree with you. Oh, shut up, mate. I don't care if you don't agree with me. Well done. You're not listening, are you? I actually do blame Yoro for not getting tight on him, but the cross never should go in the first place. And who's the senior player? Delo. He's fucking lazy. If you can't see that Delo has a responsibility on that goal, then you don't understand football. We all know Yoro needs to get tighter and he could have stopped the goal, but the cross shouldn't come in the first place. He's offside, Watkins, there. Get your flag up! Get your fucking flag up, yes. The age of Southgate is imminent, says Sir Galahad. Man plus guitar says Delo should be first out, not captain. Daniel says Martinez looks good in the midfield. Yeah, because this is what I said. I said this the other day. You give me Ruben Neves and Conor Gallagher instead of Casemiro and Bruno in the midfield. We'd be a better team, because all Martinez is doing is sticking to his position, disciplined, and playing the simple pass. I can't believe that Amrim hasn't figured this out. You're not wrong. The reason Martinez is looking good is because he's just sitting there, disciplined, playing the right pass at the right time. He's not hitting countless Hollywood passes. Look at him here. Calms it down, plays the simple pass. Who does that for United? Whoever does that for United in the midfield? Go! Oh, no! No! I can't speak! I can't bloody speak! I thought he'd scored! I'm absolutely convinced this went in. Lovely cross by Dorgu. Oh, it's still going in. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That would have been Dorgu and Cunha again. Could have had 2 assists, Dorgu. Oh, mate. This game today. We've got to get something out of it, haven't we? We deserve something out of it. United don't have Mbirma and Ahmad, and still midfield is the biggest issue. Why go for Semenyo, says Cinema Drunk. Roro says, Delo and Ogate, less said the better. Not Amrim out yet, but my patience is running thin with his team selection, especially not dropping Delo already, says Roro. On a positive note, the midfield looks better and Head's not dropped yet, says Stephen. And Ogate gets the yellow card that we knew was coming. Savvy says, you can see there is no midfield at all and a young backline. I don't think we finished top 6. If we lose this game to Villa, we are 10 points behind them. And I don't think Villa will finish in the top 5. So I would say that you could honestly say that if we lose this game, it wouldn't be stupidity to say that top 5 Champions League football is already gone. Because although Villa are 3rd at the moment, I think Chelsea and Liverpool will go past them at some point. Although it is a 7-point gap. I think we've got to get something out of this game because I just don't think we'll catch Villa with 10 points. I don't. I think it's too much. And I feel like Villa are starting to get more attacks now. Corner. Mark, is this manager going to take us out the hood or what, man? Says Black Wolf. And could Delo be our future captain? Says Iron Brick. Martinez running the midfield. Defence is the biggest issue, says D. Ian Carlton says, Merry Christmas to all of us. Delo has one job and one job only. Stop the cross from coming in. I'm glad some people saw it. I feel like I'm singing in the darkness here on my own. Corner to Villa. Let's win that. Well done. Dorgu. I think Dorgu's had a good game, you know. That's a shocking miss. I can't take it anymore, mate. I thought he'd scored, Syndicate. I genuinely thought he'd scored. He should have scored as well. It was a lovely cross by Dorgu. He's got to score that. It's harder to miss. Such a good cross. It's got to score. Martinez, De Ligt and Heaven are our best 3 right now. Delo is trash and an insult to the armband. Dorgu, Cunha and Heaven are carrying the game, says KK. Marlow, except from holding the ball up and doing more defensive work, how is Cunha an upgrade on Rashford or Garnacho, says Marlow. Rashford wouldn't work in this system. All right, double substitution here. He's going to bring Xerxes and Fletcher on. Now, I think that's because Mason Mount can't play 90 minutes because I wouldn't take Mason Mount off. I think Mount's done well in the second half. I wouldn't take him off. Overlap. Put the cross in early. Just won't drop. I think Sesko will come off, but if he's got to take Mount off because he can't play 90 minutes, it's disappointing because I would keep him on. Who do you think we should bring on? I think Sesko off and Xerxes on makes sense because Xerxes has this tendency to attract chances. We've seen that before. Delo's been booked. Not for the foul, just because he's shit. No, I'm only joking. He's really pissed me off with that cross. I don't want to see that cross again. Bruno and Amrim going out on their shields, says love, hate games. That's not that. Some people are saying that should be a red for Delo. Only if it's for the cross. I mean, the foul is just, he can't see what's happening. There's no way that's a red. Red Noms says, as a neutral, I always watch United as your games are always interesting. Love the channel. Thank you very much, pal. Marlow said he can't see any difference between Cunha and Rashford, by the way. Ali Ailmay, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. You're a legend, mate. Thanks for getting your badge in. So it's going to be a Garte and Sesko coming off, I think, here. Garte on a yellow card probably makes sense. So at least we're keeping Mason Mount on. Sesko for Xerxes and Fletcher for Mount. Yeah, makes sense. Look, I'll love to win this game. I think at 1-1, I think we had a chance. That mistake at the back is making it now. Can we get a draw? And I think we should be getting a draw from this game, so hopefully we can do. But I think there was a point in the game where I was thinking there might even be a win here. Former Liverpool and England lad, made a career playing the basics in midfield, won a lot with a simple pass, says Sir Galahad. Are you talking about Henderson? Bring the Great Dane back from exile, says 1 Inch Wonder. How much do we miss De Ligt in our defence, says David. Bring Darren Fletcher on as well, says I am. And we're simple passers, not what McFred were crucified for. Yoro has lost a yard of reaction time since he came back. I expect the low mistakes. Yoro has a higher ceiling, says Humphrey. Free kick there. Foul on Cunha. Hi, Mark. Merry Christmas to you and your family. I would hate for the owners not to buy a midfielder in January because we're using Martinez there, says Runny. Lindelof there. I'll be drinking plenty of these if we don't get a fucking draw. I'll be taking the dog a walk with 4. Yeah, let's hope the Fletcher does well. Every single chance has started with Martinez, says John. I think Martinez has done well. I do. I don't think we've missed Bruno in this game. I don't think Bruno in the second half. I don't think that's been the problem. The team has continued to play very similar to how it played in the first half. I think that's a complete and utter misprofiling of the game to say that we've missed Bruno. I mean, we're going to miss Bruno. He's our best player. But we haven't, fell apart. The goal is it's not similar, but it's the same type of goal in the first half. You know, not getting tight on Morgan Rogers down that left-hand side. They've exploited it twice. And, you know, I mean, this worries me a little bit because Watkins has been crap. He's going off for Mallon, who can be a bit of a handful. Hummingbird, thanks for your super chat. Sir Jim thinking Champers, we don't need to buy a midfielder. We've got Martinez, says I am. We can't lose this game. I think if we lose this game, Europa League's their limit already. I think Dorgu's had a good game. I think he just gets unnecessary hate. Here's Fletcher. Let's see what he's all about. Gets tackled, but wins the throw-in. Gary Neville's actually trying to say Man United are the better team. Yeah, but I heard what Gary said on Monday about I can live with this drawing 4-4 if we play like that. And what's he going to say? I can live with this as well. I mean, Delo's ran to the other side of the pitch to chuck a long throw in here. That's, you know, this is what we're reliant on. And it's straight at the fucking keeper. I mean, please stop these long throws. Absolutely piss me off. I mean, it's just a waste of time. He's just thrown it straight to Martinez. We're Manchester United. We shouldn't be doing that. How do you think Cobby would have done instead, says Gel. I mean, we can't speculate, mate, because he's not here. I wish he was, but he's not. Who knows why? Dylan says, rare good game for Dorgu, in my opinion. Really don't see the vision for Amrin really starting to be upsetting how coaches come and do nothing for us, says Dylan. Fletcher cost 1/10 of Mainoo's wages. Champers. Go on, Dorgu. Dive, Dorgu. You're in the box. Mount. Go wide. Mount. No, the shot wasn't on there. Amarim cannot score all those chances United have created. His football great, but he's poor in defence. They have to finish their chances, says Stig. We might as well sign a volleyball player. Long throw, says I am. I would never do a long throw again after that. Is De Ligt back for Newcastle? I don't think he is. I don't think De Ligt and Maguire are back until Well, I think Maguire might be back for the Leeds-Burnley games, but I don't think De Ligt's back for Newcastle. We might as well sign a volleyball, but fucking hell. Look, we need to create another chance like the Cunha one. Hopefully it will drop to Sesko. Zach, I agree with you. We can't lose this game. And I tell you what, if we do lose this game, I think Newcastle on Monday will be difficult because Newcastle will park the bus. They won't be expected to attack us, and we'll have to attack them. Good tackle, Luke Shaw. And Newcastle have got a bloody good team, especially on the break. So I'd worry. I worry about that Newcastle game anyway, with the squad that we've got. On Friday, sorry. See, the cross into the box now doesn't work as well because we don't have Sesko. Reza says Delo's got worse after getting the armband. Adam says we could bring on another keeper. We've got 2 on the bench. Here we go. He's going to do it again, look. He's ran that across the fucking pitch to do a long throw in again. I can't believe this. I can't believe this is what we've become. Our fucking right back running across to the side of the pitch to launch a long throw. And it doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work. It's peasant football, this. It's peasant football. We're just throwing it in there, hoping for something. It disgusts me. This absolutely... I know we're not the only team doing it, but it does disgust me. It really does. It just causes chaos, doesn't it? I mean, we will score one at some point because it's chaos ball. No, there's no handball there. No, it's his chest. You know, we've got to be better than throwing long balls into the box. We haven't made one chance with throw-ins all season, says Shat. No, I think we scored a goal, didn't we? Didn't we score against... We scored one from a long throw-in. Answers on a postcard. Wasn't it Brighton? I think we scored one from a throw-in and we haven't done it since. Stoke City United to Sir Galahad. I'm disgusted with that. I don't mind teams doing long throw-ins, but when you send your right back to the other side of the pitch, I just think it's disgusting. Well done, Luke Shaw. Oh no, and then he's lost it. You've got to be careful here. They've got an overload on the other side. Back to Lemens. Come on, we've got 10 minutes here. I think goalkeeper will be more effective for long throws, says I am. One for all channel. Thanks. Welcome to the Members Club. Catton says, look what this team can do with a proper midfielder. Martinez really good in midfield, says Philip. Love what I'm seeing from Lissandro. Hold on a minute. Mount. Put the cross in. Oh. Why does Lindelof start defending well against fucking United? I thought Mount was going to send him back to Sweden then. I'll come back to your super chat, Alex. I'm just, I don't want to miss this. Goal kick. Alex says, love what I'm seeing from Lissandro. Depressing to think that it could have been if Amorim stopped playing Bruno in the midfield. Yeah, 100%. I'm going to tweet this. Trouble is, Villa have got a good bench, haven't they? We'll bring Lacey's coming on now. It's got to be for Mount, hasn't it? I don't want to see Mount going off. But Lacey's a talented player. He might be able to just, it could be a moment here. Makeda scored against Villa. Can't believe the narratives are starting. It's not acceptable to lose to Aston Villa right before Christmas, says I am. Not enough people are worried about over-reliance on long throws. This football won't take us anywhere. Nothing long-term. Oh, I wish there was more people like you, mate. You're speaking my language. I don't understand why we think it's acceptable to chuck a long ball into the box 7 or 8 times a game, and people are okay with it. I mean, MK Dons can do that. Lacey for Yoro. He won't be happy with Yoro. I don't think Yoro's going to play much in the new year. I really don't think so. Maybe he's going to put Martinez at the back, or maybe he's going to go to a back 4. Not enough people are worried about it. I've done that one from Hader. Thing is, Delap's were flat and fast. These are just slow crosses. It's like they haven't understood why Delap was so dangerous, says Peter. Oh yeah, Rory Delap's throw-ins were not just throwing them far. Hold on. It's a good job Morgan Rogers went for the shot there, because he could have just played them in for a one-on-one. Lovely composed play by Heaven. Rolls it into Xerxes. The break is on. Where's the runners? Go on, Dorgu, dive. No, don't dive. Don't dive. I didn't mean that. I meant... Cunha with the shot. It's a long way out, and it's an easy save for Martinez. Delo is our best player for the last couple of games, says Micho. He let one cross in and you get on his back. I thought you don't have agendas, Mark. I don't have agendas, mate. I think he's crap. I've said that for a long time. It's not an agenda. I gave him credit when he played well in those games, but I still think he's crap. Lissandro putting in short, progressive, direct passes. I don't know what that is from my midfielders. Corner to United here, it says Pengas. I'm trying to imagine United players practicing long throws during valuable training sessions, and other teams train patterns of play, says I am. All of a sudden, Amorim is throwing young players on. Mainoo must be absolutely fuming, says Marlowe. Feels like teams only doing long throws now because Arsenal last season were very effective with it, says Vex. Doesn't bring him against Wolves, brings him on here, says Shahin. Well, let's see. Look, let's just try and get a point out of this, because we can't lose this game. As I said, we'd be 10 points off Villa. We've got to get something out of it. That's a good cross by Mount. Oh, it's not. Martinez. He's very good in the air, isn't he? And I'm already seeing what I predicted if we lost this game. Amorim out. There's no danger of that, by the way. Constantine says the long throws are on the coach. Oh, 100%. I don't like it. I hate it, Constantine. I hate it. Kieran says, like you said, Mark, long throws are chaos ball, and we're finishing for penalties because we can't fashion a chance from them. We've fallen so far. That's why I hate them, Kieran. A long throw-in, we will score from them occasionally, but it's just luck. You're throwing it in there and you're hoping for chaos, whereas decent teams play good football. This is good football. Oh, that's unlucky. He's gone out for a throw-in. Midfield isn't playing well, just pass side to side, says Rios. I think Martinez has played well. Jaden says, throwing young players into a losing battle, Amorim quote, see if you can see now young players like Mainoo. Sorry, what was that? See, you can see now, playing young players like Mainoo doesn't win games, says Jaden. Cunha has got the United sickness badge, shooting from everywhere, says Marlowe. Cunha shooting from anywhere has to stop, says Sean. I think he's just trying to make something happen, isn't he? And that's desperation. You're right. You know, you just need a little bit more composure. Look, hopefully we're going to get a draw out of this. Maybe even a miracle, a Christmas miracle win. But as things stand, title, I'm struggling with a title on this. I really am. I don't necessarily... I think Amrim's been exposed on his midfield plan, but I don't really know. I don't really know. I think Champions League is gone. I'm not doing Euro disgrace, CJ. He's a kid. I won't do that. Ten in a row for Villa. I don't think Villa have played that well. I think they've played as like we've got that jinx on them, you know. What is... I'll do it here. Right, how long is he going to add on, do you think? 6, hopefully. Don't think there'll be much more. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Go on, Cunha, just drive. Drive with it. Drive with it. He's got to get rid of that. Lacey, good shot, straight at the keeper. Confident. I think Cunha there has got to be a pass somewhere. He's got to play a pass somewhere. He should have played it to Lacey sooner. Yeah, he should have played that to Lacey sooner. Agate maintaining his beaten record, said somebody in the chat. Come on, we've still got it here. Cunha put the cross in first time. He's done that well. Oh, Digne's done good. Digne's done good. Look at Villa still passing out from the back, though. It's incredible. And how they nearly kept that going. Semenyo a must this January, and Amrim is not him, says John. Why does the ref have a camera? Is this new Premier League content? It's shit, Ollie, basically. The football IQ of some players is dreadful. Their decision-making on the ball is confusing, like our fullbacks, for example. Team needs intelligence. The fact that Liverpool are 3 points ahead of us after not winning for God knows how many games is extremely worrying, says Abdullah. Chin up, still 7th, says Camille. This United in crisis, says Johnny. I could go with that, actually. We're a 6th to 10th team. We will still be till we are sold. I mean, I've got a few things I want to talk about in the game. The league table is one of them. But look, it's not over yet. We deserve a point, says Callum. Nah, you deserve what you get, mate. Go on. Free kick. He's not in the box. I nearly celebrated then. He's not in the box. Wasn't expecting a win. What's made me Amrim is out. Months of lack of inspiration, months of inflexibility, and months of Bruno obsession, not the guy. I'll say it again. What's the, you know, you can say we deserve a point, and I sort of think we do, but that's only because Villa haven't played well. I don't think, like, we do deserve a point. I agree with that. Let's hope we can get a point. There's only 2 minutes left. But the problem is, even if we do deserve a point, have Villa played well? No. More importantly, have we shown any vision again? Have we shown a style of play? Have we, you know, yes, we've created a few chances, but it's, I don't think we've played that. I don't think, again, I can see a vision. Mount's gone for a shot from a stupid angle. Twat. Don't forget to do your player ratings. Links in the video description. Mark every player out of 10. 6 for your 6 is average. Star for your man of the match. There's only 50 seconds to go here. It's to me, it's not even the fact that it could have been a draw. We never looked like winning it. Maybe we could have got a draw out of it. It's not that. It's what this result means as an accumulation. Like, this is not just about today. This is about the whole season for me. It's too many losses. It's too many drop points. Bournemouth, West Ham, Everton. Yeah, good tackle. Is that it? Fuck off. Merry Christmas. Yeah, look, I'm going to do the match reaction, but my main point is that it's not even about today. I'm sure there'll be people going, we weren't that bad. We weren't that bad. Look at the fucking league table. We weren't that bad. Look at the league table. This is about Brentford, Forest, Spurs, Everton, West Ham, Bournemouth today. It's not even about whether we could have got a draw. It's about that league table. We're now drifting. You know, we're 3 points off 5th. We're 3 points off 4th. We're 10 points off 3rd. We're starting to drift now. The bad results and the opportunities we haven't taken are starting to hurt us. And we're 10 points off Villa. I think top 5's gone. I do. I think that's a... you know what? And I also don't know what people are being positive about. Like, where's the patterns of play? Where's the system? It's vibe football. I'm going to have a rant. I'm going to have a rant on the match reaction. I've got a big list of stuff. You know, I'm meant to sit there and eat my turkey on fucking Thursday, happy. I'm meant to sit there with a bloody stupid hat on my head, pulling crackers, going, yeah, Merry Christmas. These knobheads will be sat there, won't they, with the bloody Bentley on the drive and the 5 million in the bank account? They don't give a fucking shit. Right, get on the match reaction. I'll see you there in a minute. Thanks for watching.